A Bureau of Immigration lookout order has been issued for Senator Bato de la Rosa. The NBI says Senator Robin Padilla is a person of interest in the disappearance of Senator Bato de la Rosa. The Ombudsman suspends Senate Sergeant-at-Arms Mao Aplasca over the shooting incident on May 13. The National Bureau of Investigation and the Senate Office of the Sergeant-at-Arms give conflicting accounts of Wednesday night's shootout. And the National Grid Corporation raises yellow and red alerts over the Luzon and Visayas power grids for a third consecutive day. A Bureau of Immigration lookout order has been issued for Senator Bato de la Rosa. The Justice Department announces Friday, May 15, the International Criminal Court warrant against de la Rosa for crimes against humanity was the basis of the ILBO. An immigration lookout bulletin order is used to monitor a person's movements, but it cannot prevent people from leaving the country. Only a precautionary hold departure order or a hold departure order issued by courts can do that. Acting Justice Secretary Frederick Vida also confirms Friday the Philippine government through the Philippine Center on Transnational Crimes had already received the ICC warrant. He also says there is information available to them to determine De La Rosa's whereabouts. De La Rosa was the former Philippine National Police Chief who first implemented former President Rodrigo Duterte's drug war. National Bureau of Investigation Chief Melvin Matibag says Friday, May 15, Senator Robin Padilla is a person of interest in the disappearance of Senator Bato de la Rosa. Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano confirmed Thursday de la Rosa left with Padilla at 2:30 a.m. that day. That was hours after gunfire broke out between personnel of the NBI and the Senate's Office of the Sergeant-at-Arms. The gunfire happened on the bridge connecting the offices of the Senate and the GSIS in Pasay City. He adds Cayetano owes the public an explanation on the incident because De La Rosa was placed under the Senate's protective custody. De La Rosa had been absent from the Senate since November but surprisingly attended the plenary session on Monday, May 11. He took part in the successful coup against Cayetano's predecessor, Tito Soto. Ombudsman Boying Remulla announces Friday, May 15, the preventive suspension of Senate Sergeant-at-Arms Mao Aplasca over the Senate shooting incident on May 13. Aplasca is suspended for 6 months with no pay. The suspension also takes effect on Friday. Remulla says, quote, something of this magnitude can't be ignored. He adds, quote, this is a serious matter. In an office founded by the Constitution, these happenings are not acceptable. The Ombudsman imposes preventive suspensions during investigations to preserve impartiality. Remulla also says they are looking at possible offenses of obstruction of justice, failure to maintain public order and safety within Senate premises, aiding and abetting a criminal or fugitive from justice, and gross neglect of duty. The National Bureau of Investigation says Friday, Aplasca is also a person of interest in the disappearance of Senator Bato de la Rosa last Thursday. Aplasca is de la Rosa's classmate at the Philippine Military Academy. The National Bureau of Investigation and the Senate Office of the Sergeant-at-Arms or OSAA tell two different stories on the shootout at the Senate Wednesday, May 13. The NBI's version is echoed by the administration of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Senate Sergeant-at-Arms Mao Aplasca's version is backed by Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano. Both camps established that NBI agents were present at the GSIS office adjacent to the Senate building. NBI Chief Melvin Matibag says agents were deployed to the GSIS premises past 6 p.m., while Aplasca says he had received reports of the presence of NBI agents since morning. The NBI also had footage of their agents drilling a hole to forcibly remove a lock because the OSAA supposedly had the key. Matibag notes that this is not proof of assault by the NBI. But Cayetano says the presence of armed men and the drilling were interpreted as an attempt to breach the Senate premises. The NBI claims Aplasca fired a warning shot even after their men provided identification. Cayetano says Aplasca only fired a warning shot after NBI agents refused to back down and pointed their long firearms at the OSAA. Matibag downplays the NBI's involvement in the gunfire, saying only a single agent was forced to fire back and the heavy barrage came from the OSAA. But the OSAA claims multiple people on the NBI side were involved and the NBI agents retaliated after Aplasca fired a warning shot. The CCTV footage of the incident has yet to be released to the public. The National Grid Corporation of the Philippines raises yellow and red alerts for the Luzon and Visayas grids for a third consecutive day, Friday, May 15. This, as the Institute for Climate and Sustainable Cities says, the rotating blackouts highlight the systemic risks in concentrating power infrastructure in a few large facilities. As of May 15, 11:45 a.m., the Luzon grid is on yellow alert from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. and 11 p.m. to 12 a.m. and on extended red alert from 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. Meantime, as of 2:50 p.m. the same day, the Visayas grid will be on yellow alert from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. and 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. and on red alert from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. The ICSC calls out the tripping of the Dasmariñas-Ilijan and the Tayabas-Ilijan transmission lines, which caused the disconnection of around 2,500 megawatts of electricity from the grid. While the transmission lines were brought back online, the ICSC points out the disconnected power plants were unable to resume power generation immediately. And that's today's wrap. I'm JC Gutinga. Thank you for watching. Click the link below for the full story. For more updates, download the wRap.